Bitcoin is crashing again. And every time it happens, the same question comes back. Is Bitcoin finally dead? Right now, investors are watching the market drop. Fear is spreading across social media, and headlines are predicting disaster. Some people are saying this is the beginning of the end. Others believe it's the opportunity of a lifetime. So who's right? Is Bitcoin heading to zero? How much further could it fall? And what does the future of Bitcoin really look like? Today, we're diving deep into the facts, the history, and the possibilities to find out whether this is just another correction or something much bigger. Let's get started. Back in 2009, a mysterious person, or group of people, known as Satoshi Nakamoto, introduced Bitcoin to the world. At the time, almost nobody cared. Many people laughed at the idea. A digital currency with no government, no central bank, and no physical form? Most thought it would disappear within a few years. But it didn't. Instead, Bitcoin slowly grew into one of the most talked about financial assets in history. And yet, despite all its success, Bitcoin has faced one challenge over and over again: massive crashes. In 2011, Bitcoin lost more than 90% of its value. People declared it dead. In 2014, another major collapse. Again, people declared it dead. In 2018, after the crypto boom ended, Bitcoin crashed more than 80%. Once again, people said it was over. Then came 2022, another brutal bear market. Billions of dollars disappeared from the crypto market. And for the fourth time, headlines claimed Bitcoin would never recover. But something interesting happened. Every single time people wrote Bitcoin's obituary, Bitcoin came back, stronger, bigger, and eventually reached new all-time highs. So why is everyone worried now? The answer is simple: fear. Markets hate uncertainty. When interest rates rise, when economies slow down, when geopolitical tensions increase, investors become nervous. And when investors become nervous, they sell risk assets first. Bitcoin is often one of those assets. That's why sharp declines are nothing new. But here's an important distinction. A falling price does not automatically mean a failing network. Bitcoin's price can drop dramatically, while the technology itself continues operating exactly as designed. That's something many new investors don't fully understand. Now, let's talk about the question everyone wants answered. Where is the bottom? Unfortunately, nobody knows. Not analysts, not influencers, not billionaires. Nobody. Because if someone could accurately predict market bottoms every time, they would likely become the richest investor in history. The truth is that bottoms are usually obvious only after they've already happened. That's why professional investors often focus less on finding the exact bottom and more on managing risk. Instead of trying to perfectly time the market, they focus on building positions over time. Now let's address the biggest fear of all. Could Bitcoin go to zero? Technically, any asset can lose significant value. But in reality, Bitcoin still has one of the strongest networks in the digital asset space. Millions of people around the world own it. Thousands of businesses accept it. Major financial institutions have invested in it. And governments continue debating how to regulate it. None of this guarantees future success. There are still risks: regulatory risks, technological risks, competition from other digital assets, and the possibility of extended bear markets. But claiming Bitcoin is guaranteed to go to zero is just as speculative as claiming it's guaranteed to reach $1 million. The truth usually lives somewhere in between. So what happens next? Let's look at three possible futures. The bullish scenario. Bitcoin continues gaining adoption worldwide.
More institutions buy in. Supply remains limited. Demand increases. And Bitcoin becomes a widely accepted store of value, often referred to as digital gold. The neutral scenario. Bitcoin survives and grows, but at a slower pace than many investors expect. Volatility remains high, but adoption continues steadily over time. Then there's the bearish scenario. Governments impose stricter regulations. Adoption slows. Investor interest fades. And Bitcoin struggles to reach the expectations many supporters have today. Which future will become reality? Nobody knows. And that's what makes investing so difficult. The future is uncertain. But one thing is clear. Bitcoin's story is not over. Not even close. For more than a decade, Bitcoin has survived crashes, criticism, regulation battles, and countless predictions of its death.
And yet, it remains one of the most discussed assets on the planet. Today, the world remains divided. One side believes Bitcoin is destined to fail. The other believes Bitcoin represents the future of money. Only time will reveal who is right. Until then, the smartest approach isn't blind optimism or blind fear. It's education. Understanding the risks, understanding the opportunities, and making decisions based on facts rather than emotions. Because in investing, nobody can predict the future with certainty, but everyone can prepare for it. And that preparation often makes all the difference.